Hey everyone, welcome back to the Best of Worcester podcast. I am your host, Seth Screamo, and today we are going into the realm of social media. I have Victoria McAllister here, not related to Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. She's a creative head at Victoria McAllister, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what she has going on and how she came to be with her business. Victoria, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on.
Always is a beautiful day. So let's get into it here. Questions. Can you break down the concept of VM Creative and how you help brides and wedding businesses?
Yes. So VM Creative is all about capturing and elevating moments for brides and wedding businesses through strategic and engaging content. It's really cool because we get to work with not only brides and couples with their wedding days, but also the behind the scenes with the businesses that help brides and couples put on their weddings. So we specialize in wedding content creation, helping couples relive their big day through high quality behind the scenes footage. And I also assist the wedding industry businesses like photographers, florists, boutiques with content strategy and social media management, brand visibility, all of that type of stuff. So I'm passionate about making relationships in that area and making content in that area because I feel like, especially for weddings, content and having not only edited content for your social media, but the raw moments and all the behind the scenes with that is so valuable for the couples and the brides to have that after their day, to be able to relive it, but not only just through like photos and videos, but also through just the very raw, down to earth moments that they get to just relive. And then on the business side of things, those businesses are helping brides and couples put their big day together. And so helping them communicate with the brides and couples how they can serve them is so crucial, and it's something that I love doing.
Awesome. Yeah. I remember when my wife and we got married, and the big thing was barns, and you had to have your hashtag and everything like that. It seems like things have definitely changed with weddings, as well as more people. They want to capture those raw emotions, those moments that can make it unforgettable. Some people they're lucky to have photos from before, but now you can literally relive your wedding day with what you do, right?
Yeah, it's something that's really special, and it's really cool to just give them like that entire file of not only edited like videos that they can post on their social media if they wanted to, but to also give them all the raw content that's just like going through your camera roll and seeing your day right before your eyes, just through the like viewers like view. So it's really cool.
For sure. So curious, what sparked your passion for this work? Was there a defining moment when you knew that this was your path?
So I've always loved storytelling through visuals, especially through like content creation and social media. I feel like I'm Gen Z, so growing up, we've kind of always been in that world and kind of grown up with it. I've worked in the wedding world in different ways as like a day of coordinator, second shooter, first shooter, and I've had a friend have me get her behind the scenes content, such as what I'm doing now. She asked me to do that at her wedding because she wanted to be able to relive it. So after doing that, I realized that there was a gap that needed filled in the wedding industry in this area, because you have the very important professional photos that are being taken, very important. You have the very important videographer that's taking a video of your entire day, but there is a gap with the raw content. A lot of times brides will have their moms or bridesmaids like take photos during the day just on their phone, but it's not always what they're looking for. And so to have somebody that's dedicated to doing that, and I experienced it firsthand at my friend's wedding. So when I did that, I realized that there was a gap in the wedding industry and that I could fill it, as well as back in 2020, me and a friend started managing businesses' social media accounts just because of COVID and everything that was going on. And there was an opportunity to do that. And so I started getting into the business realm of things, doing social media management, content creation. So I kind of morphed the two together just in my past experiences and what I saw that needed filled.
So speaking of businesses, starting a business is never easy. What has been some of the biggest challenges you faced in the beginning?
That's a really good question, because I feel like you don't normally talk about that a lot, you don't hear that talked about a lot, because you always hear the success stories of businesses, but I really like that question because there's always the tough parts of it. So since it's a newer concept, educating clients and positioning my services as an essential part of the wedding industry and the wedding experience experience as a whole, I feel like is really key to helping overcome any of the just like challenges that come with it. So I see my field in the wedding industry as a crucial part of capturing someone's wedding experience. So finding a way to communicate that and help brides and couples see that it's crucial that they have this if they want to be able to relive their day fully. I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges, just being able to communicate fully and help them understand how I can best serve them, as well as in the business side of things. I feel like most businesses obviously know now that being on social media is key. So just helping them see how I can serve them is one of the most crucial ways that I can be there for them and help them best serve the brides that they're hoping to serve.
For sure. This is a very unique and evolving field. So how did you decide to take the leap into wedding content creation?
I feel like it started with recognizing the gap, like recognizing that there was a gap and that it needed filled, and then finding a way to fill it. Couples spend so much time planning, but then they don't have much or many at all raw, unfiltered moments that are captured in a way that they can instantly relive their day. I mean, sometimes people will have like the app that they'll have people upload photos to throughout their day, but that doesn't get any of the getting ready, any of just the planning part of things, all of that. They'll have, their mom or their bridesmaids or whoever taking photos throughout the day, but a lot of times they want to be in the moment and living in the moment, so they're not able to get all of that. So I think the important thing to note here is that wedding content creation is by no means taking the place of photo and video. Like, that is crucial and so important. It's not a this or that, it's a both and. So couples absolutely should have the professional photos, the professional videos, but there is a gap between the professional and the candid. And so having those raw moments and seeing that I could provide that made me take the leap, because I knew that I could bring something unique to the wedding industry and like bring something beneficial to the table in a way that I've seen some people start doing, but I've never like experienced it fully before. So I just feel like seeing that gap and finding a way that I could fill that gap made me excited to take the leap and see what would happen.
For sure. Yeah. So what trends are shaping your industry right now, and what sets your work apart?
I would for sure say it's the candid, real-time content that is a huge trend. Like, that's what people are wanting and seeing. Couples want authentic. I feel like not just couples, people want authenticity. People want unpolished clips that they can share right away. If you look across like social media as a whole, not just in the wedding industry, but as a whole, from the influencer route to the business route and everything in between, social media is taking more and more of a raw like approach to things. It's appealing to people just to see like, oh, that's how somebody like actually lives or is doing something. It's not completely polished. It's not keeping up with the Joneses. Like, I feel like people are tired of that sort of thing. So having the raw, unfiltered moments behind the scenes, seeing how something works, how something happened, like I feel like that's what people are wanting to see. And that's like across the board. Well, it naturally would bleed into the wedding industry and business side of things as well as the wedding side of things. I mean, like, so many people are planning their weddings. Obviously, right now it's spring, so weddings are coming up, the wedding season is. And so like people, especially brides and couples, want to look and see like, how did this person run their business? How did they set up for this wedding? And then it starts to build that trust with that vendor, as well as like brides watching other brides get ready for their wedding or planning certain aspects of their wedding in a very authentic and raw way. Just helps people relate to you more rather than like feeling like they have to measure up or live up to something that isn't realistic. So that's definitely one of the biggest trends I feel like in the social media space as well as the wedding industry space, is just living authentically and being exactly who you are and not like editing or filtering out a lot of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, social media, they live behind a mask right now, and they're almost afraid to let their quote unquote freak flag fly, right? But to be honest, that's what connects you with the right people and the people that you want to serve, right? Especially with what I do with body transformational programs, is I want the person to be completely honest with me. If they love McDonald's and it's something that they can't give up, then we're going to find a way to make McDonald's part of their program. If they got kids and they can't make it to a 5:30 a.m. class or work with me then I'm going to incorporate some kind of workout program that engages their kids, because if their kids get involved and they're starting eating healthier, then hopefully they don't go through the same struggles, and it's almost like the sins of the father go to the son, right? So like if you stop that trajectory of whatever those bad habits are, then you can focus on that. But you have to be able to admit that you're kind of messed up, right? And we're all kind of messed up, but that's neither here or there. That's another topic for another day. So how do you stay ahead and continue growing as a professional?
I found that like you cannot keep growing, or you cannot like keep going if you're not looking to grow and learn. Growing and learning is like the biggest key point to, I feel like, any business's success, or pretty much like anybody's success. So my mom would always tell me growing up, she's like, you always have to be looking to grow and learn something every day. And so I've taken that obviously into my business and into like learning and growing in this field. And so I feel like I'm always studying trends and refining my skills and investing in learning and just finding different ways to do things, or better ways to do things, because there's always something new that's, coming out, a different software to edit, a different client hub, like any of that stuff. So just constantly keeping my eyes and ears open to new things and being open to that, and not just stuck in like what I'm using is what I'm doing, or how I edit is how I edit, or, XYZ, whatever it is. So just always having an open mind, open ears, open eyes to see like these are new things in this field that we can use, or, like this person likes this type of editing style. Let's learn that so that they can have that for their wedding day, or whatever it may be. Just having like the openness to learn and to seek out what is new and how can it better what I'm doing, how can it refine what I'm doing, so that it's a better process, not only for me as I'm running my business, but also for the clients that I'm working with. I want the businesses I'm working with to have a good experience, the best experience that they can have while I'm delivering their content. And as well for the brides, like I want them to obviously have the best wedding day that they can, and I want it to as planned, and I want to capture everything that they want captured. So just keeping an open mind so that those goals are fulfilled.
Oh, for sure. I was told once by someone that if you're not learning, then you're going to die. Like it's such a critical thing to learn and grow professionally, right? So curious though, how do you engage with your clients and build a community around what you do?
So community is a huge part of not only my business, but also the wedding industry as a whole. Like networking is how you succeed in this space. So a big part of my approach in VM Creative is making clients feel seen and heard, because they should be seen and heard. I build relationships by creating seamless and personalized experiences for every bride and business that I work with. So I feel like you can't fit people in boxes. I feel like you can't fit businesses in boxes. So I always tell that on my like inquiry calls to businesses or brides. I'm like, I can give you packages that I have. I mean, I built them out, I have them, but I want to hear like, what do you want out of this? What are you hoping for? Lay out your dream package that you would want, as well as your budget, and let's like work together and figure out how we can best serve you and best fulfill that for you. Because obviously I could say, hey, these are my 3 packages, this is what I have to offer. But I also know that you cannot fit every single person into 3 different boxes, or every single person's needs into 3 different boxes. So I have those boxes as like a guide, but I feel like building relationship, making somebody feel seen and heard so that they get exactly what they're hoping for, their goals are met, and as well as it fits into their budget, is a huge key to building community, and just authentic community, as well as just authentic experiences for the clients and the people that I work with. So another way is obviously through social media. I mean, it sounds funny saying that, but it's like, if you're not, especially in my field, if I wasn't like active on social media, that would look really silly, because that's what I do for other people. So a huge way is just being active on social media and, showcasing what I can do for people, but also just showing up and helping people see like my personality and who I am, because social media is a portfolio. It's a portfolio as to how you can serve people, what you have to offer people, and how you can help them, as well as who you are as a person and the face of your brand. And so social media is a free way to showcase that. It just takes time. So that's a huge way as well, is just like building community on there, building a presence on there so that people know who I am and know what VM Creative is and how it can serve them. And then just building that on there and building the credibility and the relationship through that. So it's a lot of, networking and talking to people.
Oh, for sure. I try to make it a goal of try to talk to 5 people a day, whether it's in person or online, because what I do is much like what you do. It's all relationship based, right? If you build great relationships, you build your tribe tribe's going to take care of you. So let's say we had a crystal ball in front of us and we could see, 5 years in the future. What does success look like for VM Creative?
So, success for when I look at VM Creative in the future, like 5 years from now, success for VM Creative would just be being a well-known brand in the wedding industry and helping more businesses thrive through content strategy and content creation. As for the wedding side of things, I'm excited to bring on additional day of content creators to build a team in this. So we'll have multiple creators at one wedding at a time. We'll have multiple weddings booked on the same date. Just having like multiple creators to be able to serve more couples and brides for the wedding industry. So just seeing that ahead and working towards that is something that makes me really excited. And just being able to serve more people, because we can either do more weddings on one date and not have to block that date off, or have multiple creators at one wedding if somebody wants more of their wedding captured.
For sure. Definitely looks like you're going to have to hire some people here pretty soon, right? So what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about starting in this space? Would it be, come work for me?
Obviously, I would start with that, but if they wanted to start their own thing, I would say start before you feel ready and focus on building relationships and be consistent in that. This industry is all about like trust and storytelling. And if you can show up authentically and provide value, you'll build a strong foundation that you can build upon that then.
Awesome. Yeah. Trust is huge, especially in what I do with the fitness industry. Some people, they believe some crazy things. And so that's why I got to steer them straight. Keep them on the right path. So who has played a key role in your journey and how have they impacted your success?
That's a really good question. I have a few different people and they've all helped me in different ways. I feel like if I didn't have these people, I would not be where I am right now. The first one is my mom, and I know that sounds cliche, but my mom has been my biggest supporter my entire life, not only in this, but just throughout my life. And she believes in me when I don't believe in myself, and she doesn't put up with any of the, I don't think I can do this BS, like any of that. She helps me not only see sorry, I'm gonna restart that. She helps me not only see who I am, but also who I can become. And then she like holds my hand and helps me through that. And it's really, really cool. So first off, the first one is my mom. And then the second one is my dad. He is always the person that I can go to for advice. He is incredibly good at networking with people. He's the one that taught me how to network with people, taught me how to build relationships with people. He's incredibly good with he's business minded. He always has ideas. He's always dreaming. He helps me think outside of the box and not just follow what other people are doing, but he always has like unique and authentic ideas that help me think through why I'm doing what I'm doing and how I can best do what I'm doing. And when things feel like impossible or when things feel like they're falling apart, if I just talk to my dad, it feels better. Like, it's not that he has like all of the answers or knows how to fix everything, but him just listening, and he's so like calming and stuff, he helps me think through those things logically and not just like, well, go do what that person's doing or whatever, it'll be fine. Like, he's very logical, will help me think it through. And the last person is my friend Chrissy. So when I first started thinking about starting VM Creative, I wasn't sure yet like if I would follow through with it. And my friend Chrissy sat me down and she gave me the biggest pep talk of my life. I always think of that as like the defining moment. It was the biggest pep talk I've ever had. And she was driving me back to the airport so I could fly home. And she just spoke life into me and spoke life over VM Creative and just like spoke life into my dreams that I had. She just like gave me the like push to start it. And I'll never forget the things that she said to me that day that gave me the confidence to start. And she was one of the people that told me like, you don't have to know where you're going to end up or where you're going to go, but just start where you are, even if you don't feel ready, and you'll see what happens. And so I feel like it's helped me, all of this has helped me realize that who you surround yourself with really does matter, because not only do you start to become like them because you're influenced by them, but they're also the people who are speaking into you and into your life. And so if you're surrounding yourself with people who are speaking life over you and speaking life over your dreams and your aspirations and what you're like working towards, that's going to push you forwards. But if you're surrounding yourself with people who maybe aren't inspired to encourage you in that way, or maybe aren't speaking life into you, or maybe it's like the complete opposite and are really bad influence on you, I mean, it really does affect who you become and where you end up going.
For sure. They say that if you want to see where you're going to be in the future. Just look at your friends. The 5 people you spend the most time with, that's where you're going to be. So let's ask a couple, fun questions here. Not that those weren't fun, but what's your favorite all-time movie and what makes it special to you?
So whenever people ask me this, I am the worst because I feel like it changes all the time. A classic, my all-time classic, I feel like my friends know this, is It's Funny, is Megamind. I think Megamind, it's a Pixar movie. It is so funny. There are so many funny scenes in it. Me and my brothers quote it all the time. It's just really, really funny. But if I was going to pick like a good, just like classic movie, it would be The Parent Trap. And either one of them, like the newer one, the older one, I love them both. I just feel like it's nostalgic. It's fun. It reminds me of my childhood. I love the aesthetic of it. I feel like everything, just like their outfits, everything, like Meredith Blake, Hallie Parker, like all of them. I just love them all. So I just love the characters, the aesthetic of it. It's just a good feel-good movie.
Sure. Yep. So what's the best thing about your life right now?
So I feel like the best thing right now is, I feel like I already kind of like talked about this, but my family, I am extremely close with my family. As me and my siblings have become adults, we've become best friends. And I feel like that happens a lot where like when you're kids, they're your friends because they're forced to be your friends and you fight with them, whatever. But as you become adults, like they're the people who know you the best. They're the people who grew up with you and they love you, they support you. And so my siblings are one of my biggest blessings and one of the best things about my life right now, because as we're becoming adults, like we're becoming best friends, as well as my parents. They are my favorite people in the entire world. I adore them and I love them, and their example to me is amazing, not only in what I'm doing, but also just in life in general. I just got dinner with my grandma last night. Just so fun. I'm so thankful to like have her in my life. So I just feel like my family is a big blessing in my life, not only in business, but also just in general.
For sure. Having, good people you can be around is such a stress relief, right? So ironically, we're recording this on a Friday. It's Friday night and you're going out to eat. Where's your go-to spot?
So there are a lot of really good local spots, but sometimes I feel like driving out somewhere is really fun as well. Like I feel like the drive, like the journey, you know how you always hear like the journey is part of the experience or whatever. So there is this local winery in Ohio that's called Michelangelo's, and it is phenomenal. Their food is really good. Their wine is really good. It's probably like a 45-minute drive. So it's just a good little spot if you're looking to spend the entire evening out with friends or family or whatever. It's such a good spot. So I will normally go out there if I'm looking to spend Friday night out.
Shout out to any brides out there. If you're looking to work with Victoria, make sure you book everything there because she likes it there. If you're grabbing takeout locally and watching a movie at home, what's on the menu and what are you watching?
So probably takeout would probably be like Chick-fil-A or like Chinese or something like that. I feel like Chick-fil-A is always a classic. And then as for the movie, definitely an early 2000s rom-com. Those are always a classic. Like You've Got Mail, 27 Dresses, 13 Going on 30, any of those.
So where can people find you when you're not working?
Either traveling, which I'm leaving for Italy tomorrow. So either traveling or hanging out with my family. I love making meals for people. So I'm always making random things for people. I'm going on a run, especially with how nice this weather's been. Yeah, any of those things.
Awesome. Well, how can people get in contact with VM Creative? If, let's say, they're a bride or a business and they're looking to know more about you and what you can do for them.
So there's a few different ways that you can contact me. You can either DM me on Instagram. I'll always answer my DMs. My username is just vmcreative.co. And then through my website, which is also vmcreativeco.com, there's an inquiry form. You can fill that out and I'll always answer those. So those 2 ways are probably the best ways to get a hold of me. And if you are interested in business content creation or wedding content creation, any of that, I would love to be a part of that and help you through that.
Awesome. Cool. Well, Victoria, thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to do this.
Great. Well, everyone listening, if you need any other contact information, you're welcome to reach out to myself at 330-221-1547. You have a great day. Bye.